So this is just a quick overview of what I brought with me. This is my Grand Teton 3400 Scout bag, my Grand Furs Brooks wildlife hatchet, and I brought a sleep pad which goes in between the two layers of my hammock, an Eno Rainfly Tarp. It's my bag of stakes, extra rope, things like that. I also brought extra paracord. It's my DD hammock, which I'm going to be setting up between these two trees. I'm actually going to relocate a bunch of the rocks over here, clean all this out obviously. That way I can kind of get the heat going into the tarp setup that I'm planning on doing. This is my Lucy light. It's a solar powered inflatable light. I've shown that in a bunch of other videos. I did bring fuel with me, but I also have a new stove that I'm going to try, which is just a basic little wood burning stove. This right here is some food, my cooking pot, my bowl, things like that. Cooperate. This one. Some more food in here, some knives, a saw, silverware, cooking utensils, things like that. And then I have a new sleeping bag, which is also by DD Hammocks, which is actually designed to use with a hammock. What I mean by that is the base of it has a waterproof when you open up the sleeping bag, the base of it has a waterproof bottom to it, so you can stand in the sleeping bag and then get up inside the hammock rather than trying to fight to get into the hammock once you're actually in the sleeping bag once you're in the hammock. But alright, I'm gonna set my hammock up between these two trees. I'm gonna try a new configuration with my tarp by relocating the fire where the cameras are. That way I can force the heat underneath the tarp into the hammock, and I'm going to have it real low to the ground so I'm not getting a lot of airflow underneath it. We'll see how this works out. wanted it to loft over me rather than going straight down, so I had some room right here. And then that way tonight, what I can do is I can pull the hiking poles out, and then Eno hammocks are really easy to adjust at these guidelines right here. It was a really good design the way that they made this. So that way I can get this real tight, put the poles right in the front, and put my fire right there. So I think this will work out pretty well. Alright, so this is the setup. Got the hammock nice and low, and as you can see, I found a nice big chunk of tree that I was able to stick underneath the edge of the tarp to kind of fill in that gap in the back. Got all my wood ready to get my fire going for when I start cooking, which will be here in about an hour. The back of the tarp, I loaded it up with a bunch of leaves to try to insulate it from the wind. That way it's not that cold tonight, because it's going to drop down to, they're saying about 24 or 25, so I think this will hold up pretty well actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the front of the tarp down, bring the poles in, kind of centered on the fire, so that way it'll help a little bit. But I got plenty of wood. Should be able to keep the fire going for the majority of the night. Alright, just wanted to show you guys how it turned out.